What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to the Fiery Guy Radioactive Glow Show. We are going to be making memorial marbles, but we are going to be doing some uranium versions of that too. Told the customer I would do some uranium glow. So we're going to do that tonight. Okay, let's rock it. Let's have some fun tonight. That's the one. We need this. And there we go. What's up, Jack? Jack Knowles, what's happening? Can you be a mod? Let me check and see what we are with mods. Have to go through Dragonfly. What's up, Michael? How are you? Good to see you. I have a couple of people that are my mods, if you will. So they're the ones that monitor all the chat, and they know who's who. I actually don't get a chance to see that too often. What's up, Jay Dope? How are ya? What's up, Red Squeak? Red Squeak's in the house. How you doing, Red Squeak? Okay, we're going to try some weird-ass combos tonight. L to the B. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. How you doing? You doing this fine evening. And Dragonfly is in the house. Okay. Okay, so we are going to have some fun tonight. We are doing some memorial marbles. But I got permission from the customer to go ahead and do some uranium and crazy combos. We're going to do a few memorial marbles, and then I want to do the bee. So this was the bee we did the other night, and the actual wing and the whole bee itself came out really, how should I put it? It came out fantastic. So I want to replicate that bee by itself and see how it goes. Okay, crap. So I want to do the B for sure and just see how it works out. I need a little drill bit of glass. There we go. We're going to do some drilling too. Have I done Monsters Leaf before? I don't know what that is. Modest Mouse, what is that? I don't even know what that is. It's good to see you doing good, Mike. It's good to see you. Actually, you broke my dinosaur straw. Oh, no. Well, we'll have to fix it up. That's why I stopped making them, though. They're just, I know people like you take care of them, but things happen, so. To be or not to be, that's right. I like this bee, though. The wings, everything came out super fantastic. So we're going to mix this color up. This is kind of a weird combo. This is called Amazon Bronze. Hold on one second. Let's pull this down. There we go. Little drill action there. So this color is called Amazon Bronze. It's a weird kind of color. It is Amazon-y bronze. But what's trippy about this color is if I break it apart, you can see little copper strands in there. It literally has like these little copper strands in it, like wires running through it. There we go. Yeah, it's a totally weird color. I haven't used it in a while, but when the customer called and said they wanted to have some crazy combos, I was like, all right, time to bust out the weird colors. I haven't used in a while. So that's the mission we're on tonight. And we're doing, everything is radioactive tonight. We are doing radioactive glass blowing. We are using uranium glass in every single item we make. So everything will have a little bit of uranium to it. Even the bee. Remember I did the bee eyes? I forgot we did those. Look, I don't know if you can see the little eyeballs glowing up. Remember I said we were going to do the eyeballs, and I forgot all about it. I was actually hoping that other parts of that had glowed, and then I saw the eyeballs pop up, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. What's up, Groves? How are you? Okay, and here we go. We're going to add in a little uranium glass. Like this. So if you're not familiar with uranium glass, it is exactly what it sounds like, uranium mixed with glass, uranium oxide. And it creates a very neon green glow to it. A little spooky. Kind of reminds me, there's an old bee movie out there called Reanimator, the movie, and everything's kind of green glow in that movie, and that's what this uranium glass reminds me of. That's another little side hobby of mine. I love B movies. Even C movies. B and C movies, I absolutely love them. So a friend of mine, one of my best friends, we have a movie contest. Unfortunately, he lives in California and I'm in Washington now, but we used to have a Friday night adventure. And every Friday we would pick a bad movie and we'd have to make each other sit through it. And that was hella fun. I had a good time with that. I miss that, but it's okay. It is okay. But yeah, we would definitely watch B movies. All right, I gotta add a little bit of. Where is it? I'm looking for a specific green. There it is. Want to add a green ring around this. You still watch them? I watch B movies all the time. Drives Stephanie bats, but that's part of the gig. All right. So we got a lot of little bits of color in here. Yeah, these are going to be marbles. We're doing, everything is going to have uranium to it tonight, though. The worse the movie is, the better. Correct. That's exactly it. The worse the movie, the better. Like TIG welding glass. Exactly, little red man. Very close. Although I've never TIG welded, so I'm just agreeing with you tonight. But anyway, yeah, one of the worst movies I ever saw, or good bad movie, it was called The Milpitas Monster. The Milpitas Monster. It was pretty bad. And then there's another one that's a classic out there called Ega. It's a singing Frankenstein. It's like a singing Frankenstein character. Ega. Yeah, the glasses do allow me to see a lot more clear. In fact, I can show you right now what they are. we're going to do that right now. So this is the filter, and I'm going to bring this in, and you can see how it's tapering that down, and we're going to remove that. Very bright, filtered. So that's what my glasses do essentially. I love The Fifth Element. I don't consider that a B movie though. That's a great movie, to be honest. I like it. I don't really think of it as a B. I just think of it as kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't think it's a B movie. All right, let's get this thing into a marble. We're going to have some fun tonight. We are creating some crazy marbles. What's up, Kelly? How are you? It was a blockbuster. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a B movie. Oh, wow. There's a little side benefit in this one. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch it, but there is a little vortex in here. There's like a little tiny vortex of a spiral in there. I did not intend for that to happen. That is my first happy little accident tonight. Yeah, I had no idea that was going to do that. All right, we're going to punty up here. So we got to do the back end, kind of turn it into a cool looking marble. Just subscribe to the channel. Thank you. All right, so we do have to add the ashes in here. So we're going to do that right now. And that's what's going to go into this back end of the marble. So for those of you that are new to the channel or just joining us, we are making memorial marbles, and they will have a little radioactive flare to them. Inside this bowl right here are cremains, or ashes, from a person. And one of my specialties is taking glass and mixing the ashes into the glass and creating memorial marbles. So we're going to do a few of those, and then we're going to do some without the ash and create some uranium stuff. Going to make it look really good. So we're going to pick up the cremains right there. I don't know if you can see it at the end on this. Little bits of it. Watch, the flame is going to change though. Watch the flame. It's going to change colors. It's going to go kind of really, really bright right there. And that is whatever is remaining of the ash, the metal oxides from the body burning off in there. And then there's just basically calcium left in that. It really is just a lot of calcium. Watch, the flame is going to change really bright again. It's going to get kind of a red with some greens. And there we go. Now we got that all mixed in, and we're going to make this back end look very pretty. We're going to make it look pretty. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of this. It's kind of a sand color. So we got that very, very Amazon bronze. We're going to put some of the sand color on here. Triple mix some colors. So basically a dark brown, a light brown, and then a uranium radioactive green corkscrew that appeared in there unintentionally. And we're getting it all looking good. What's up? What's up, Rainbow? Hi, Sunshine. Bad Apple, what's up? Hola, how are you? ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? Good to see everyone. I'm doing really good tonight. I'm actually in a happy mood. Very rarely do you get to see me smile. I do not smile on a regular basis. And it's not because I'm sad, I just don't know how to smile. That is a fact. I really do not know how to do a forced smile. I can't do it. Every one of my school pictures from kindergarten up look like, oh my God, they're so embarrassing. Because they would always try and get you to do the happy smile, and I'd be like, I can't do it. I just can't. Every one of my school pictures looks awful. So finally, about the time I got into my freshman year, I just refused to do anything. That was it. At least during that time frame, I could fight back and just say, no, I'm not smiling. Hurry up and take the picture. Eric, what's up? Eric knows that. Eric is Eric on TikTok there. Eric is one of my oldest friends on here. Eric and I have gone through, I think it was 5th grade on, Eric. Gotcha, Beth. Yeah, Eric and I have been friends for a very long time. He's a good person right there. All right, so we got so what this is it's kind of a sandy color, and then the cremains are in there, and then this Amazon bronze, it's a really cool color. It's very unusual. And then we got uranium on the inside too. And some shimmery. The bee is not on Etsy. I am making a bee tonight for sure. We're putting the bees on Etsy. This bee is absolutely, I love it. It's even got uranium glowy eyes. How quickly do you have to place a finished piece in the kiln to slowly go? Yeah, as long as you keep the piece hot, you don't have to put it in there right away. But a good rule of thumb is once you get it in there, you want to leave it in. I guess let me remember the math on it. I think it is 5 minutes for every millimeter of thickness in glass. So it's 5 minutes for every millimeter. Now that's what I was, if I remember right, that's what I was told. Do I follow that rule? No, I don't. I do a couple different methods, but one of them is called kiln crashing. So there are like 4 colors that you use that you do not want to let get over 950 degrees Fahrenheit in the kiln, or they will crack. If they soak in the kiln above 950, the piece will crack all day long. If it doesn't, if it sits under 950, it will live. Weirdest thing ever. But it's just how the metals are working in it. So, but yeah, I think the rule is 5 minutes for every millimeter that it has to soak. So a 4-inch marble has to sit in there technically a long ass time. All right, I think we're good here. This does have a nice shimmer to it. Uh-oh. So I do have to reattach a punty to it. I'm going to bring it out so you can kind of see it. The back end where that glass rod is attached, when I first attached it, it was a little hot and it stretched the end of that marble just a tiny bit. So it kind of created an extra bump on it. And I definitely have to get that out, but we're going to show you the shimmer, hopefully. Now you can see that, see how it's kind of like got that really metallic-y reflective look? And that is the uranium in there too. I haven't even get it. Oh crap, that does look good. Yeah, I am not disappointed with that. So I do have to reattach this one more time and get that little nip. It's going to be a nipple on there right now. We're going to have to get it off there. So these are called just little punties, and you want to do it as small as possible. And it's not fused on there. It is just tacky. It's stuck, but not fused. Yeah, it is almost kind of Jupiter-like. Tonight we are making some wild marbles. We are going to do a Jupiter-style marble, which is this one right front and center. That one right there that I'm pointing to. That has a Jupiter look to it, but that one doesn't have uranium. This next one that I do will have uranium in it. So what I was referring to when I had it attached, I don't know if you can see that little bit of a bump right at the end. It's just a tiny little bump. Got to get rid of that. It doesn't look like a big deal now, but when it cools off, you'll definitely notice it. And I would know it's there anyway. I wouldn't let it sit and not fix it. I've seen some people just let it go, and I can't do that. That would bug the crap out of me. And we are good. So one of the main things I am looking for on here, if you can see the lights reflecting off the side and the ceiling, the little light bars reflecting on the marble, as I spin it around, I am watching it to see if the lights jump, if they move or wave a lot. If they don't move around or wave and they stay pretty flush, then I know that the marble is round. If I see a little wave to it, I know there's a spot that is not correct to it. Oh crap, there's a shimmer on the other side too. It's a dual shimmer. And then to get it off, you just attach. Boom, like that. And then smooth out where it was. I think this, I'm going to show it to you. I think it looks good. It kind of has a ghosty shimmer to it. See, little shiny spot. Kind of like the back of my head, a little shiny spot. Now I'm going to show you something that happens if you're not careful sometimes. This marble actually ended up going into the kiln too fast. And right at the, oops, sorry, I'm covering up the, right at the end there, it created a little divot right at the top of the marble. So it has a little wavy spot. I put it in the marble, or I put it in the kiln too fast, and it created a little rough spot. So I had to reheat it. We're going to polish that out right now. And let it settle before I put it back in. And we're going to let it cool off for a second. There we go. So the uranium glass we are working on tonight, it glows like that. See that little top right there glowing up? And the eyeball. Look at the front of the eyeball. That's a little eyeball thingamajigger, and right there. So all of those glow in the dark, and then the eyeballs on the bee. I think that's so cool. I like the little eyeballs. But right now we're going to make a planetary looking marble like this. See how it's all kind of Jupiter-ish? We're going to do that. We're going to create that right now. Except it's going to have uranium. How do you like my display? What's up, Betty? How are you? So I like displaying things, and that is just sea salt. And the reason I use sea salt for that is if I have a problem with the glass and it gets something called a vitrification, I can go in and fix it with sea salt. Sea salt is a little tool that you can use to fix glass that starts looking very wrinkly. Thank you, Modest Mouse. Appreciate that. You know, the end of your name is 33, and that is the coefficient of borosilicate. Obviously, Sassy is in the house. Jojo Smiles is in the house. What's up, Obviously Sassy? That is my TikTok coach. Actually, my social media coach. If you are looking for a social media coach, you need to go check out Obviously Sassy. She is absolutely amazing. She got me into a new agency with TikTok, so I very much appreciate that. And I'm very happy in the agency. And she is amazing and has helped me more than most of you know. And then I'm going to give my big shout outs to the moderators tonight. We have Red Squeak in the house, probably been with me the longest. We have Groves Glass Gallery and Dragonfly Creation, who are on their glass blowing adventure and learning. It's a good idea to give them a follow if you want to see what it's like to learn glass blowing and watch someone progress from a beginning stage and get a lot better. They're both getting very, very good, very fast, by the way, so you definitely want to check it out quick. Obviously, Sassy, thank you for the whale diving. Yes, New Star Family, that's right. Lucky Lex is in the house. Lucky Lex is also a moderator who is live streaming. She does a lot of polymer clay and stained glass. And then we got Cruising over on the tube. She is awesome. Cruising, I enjoy having Cruising in here. You are awesome and amazing. Okay, so we're going to take it this way. We are creating the memorial glass right now. We are dipping this into the ash or the cremains like that. And we are fusing it into the glass. And this is one of my specialties, is creating a memorial art glass with remains, ash from people or pets. So that's what I'm doing right now. Got a little bit more to add in. And again, watch the flame change colors when the ashes actually get introduced to the flame. Here we go. See how they go kind of green and red? They definitely change. And we mix it right in there. And tonight is Radioactive night. We are doing everything that is radioactive. We're using uranium glass and everything. Every item I make tonight will have a little bit of uranium glass. So it's going to be an interesting ride. All right, so this is the uranium glass. If you are not familiar with it, it glows a very, very bright green when it is lit up like that. You can see that. We're going to mix it in here. Just a little bit. Good news is it goes a long way. That much. I'm going to park it off to the side. So the next step is I want to mix all of the ash and cremains and everything together like that. So you can see that very, very bright spot in the middle. That is the cremains or the ash. We're going to mix it all in there now. Does it produce fumes? No, it actually doesn't. The uranium glass is one of the safer glasses to actually use. The worst is yellow. See the yellow on the B? That is one of the worst toxic glasses colors that I have. It's still safe, but that is one of the worst right there. Didn't know you could drill mix glass, huh? And here we go. Little drill bit there. So that is one of the most effective ways to mix glass up. Yeah, so this is one of the most toxic colors I have. Yeah, the music did not like the drill, I know. But that is the cadmium yellow. So that, the orange, and the bright cherry color are made with cadmium. And cadmium is not a good material to introduce to your body. So with that one, I am very, very careful with the fumes. Okay, so I'm going to elongate this one a little bit because I want to add the colors so we can get the Jupiter-looking planet effect to it. So we're going to bring it out and smooth it out. So this already has a little uranium in it, but we're going to put a lot more into it. This is going to be a Jupiter glowing, crazy creation. Lots of static. Wow. Let me change it. I can change the music. It's either that or something's going on with my PC. I have noticed my PC has been slowing down, and I don't know why. There we go. Or it could be in the microphone. Let me pull that down. There. I changed a lot of settings. That better? Still there? Shouldn't be. Pull this off. Maybe it doesn't like this. That better? What about on YouTube? Is the mic sound okay? Still there? That is a little weird. I'm going to pull it down a little. Yeah, I don't want it crackling. Yeah, I don't know why there's static. Okay. Turn my flame down? No, I can turn up, I can actually change this a little bit. And we can really change it up this way. Right about there. That should definitely fix it right there. Jazz hands. Is it difficult to make a pyramid? No, actually not. Still there. I am not sure what's going on with it. You know what? We're going to change microphones. There. That is a different microphone. It is a little bit further away from me, but should be okay. That's why I have two set up. Now we have echo? Great. Holy crap. Oh, man. Let's go to presets, put it there. That's about as good as I can get. No, first mic is not on. That would be adding both microphones right there. Oh, you know what? It is picking up a microphone from somewhere else. I bet you there's another mic on there. I know what's happening. Nope, there is a microphone on one of my webcams. Yeah, give me a second. Let me pop this in the kiln. I'll fix it. Now it stopped. Sounds better now? All right. I don't know what the hell to say, but I'll bet you there's a separate microphone open. But it's crackling. All right. I can only try it a little bit here. I'll turn the gain down a little bit. All right, that's about as good as I can get at the moment. I'm going to change it here. Delete that. It's about as best as I could do right there. It's the drill's fault. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what is up with that. Oh, maybe. What if I move the microphone? Did that kind of help? Yeah, there is definitely something electromagnetic going on. Yeah, I'm going to have to find that. All right, let me finish this piece and I'll deal with it in a minute. Sorry. I will work on it here in a minute. I can't let this piece falter anymore, though. Yeah, it might be the uranium. Yeah, so this just happens. I got to finish this up. Okay, I can try and pause the music. Let me get this on here. Let me bring this out. There. I'll just pause it and we will go from there. There. That's about as quiet as it can get. All right, so we got that. Let's add in some white and some sparkly colors, some Jupiter brown. Have I accidentally? No, I've never really had a bad burn. And static, yeah, I don't know why though. That's not good that the static is in there. I had to restart my PC before I did this live stream because it's like there's something running in the background and everything was on a delay. So I restarted the PC hoping that that would fix it, but apparently there's something going on in the background. I pulled up Task Manager just to see what was pulling. No, I don't think I picked up a virus at all. Everything's been wacky since the last update, and it kind of drives me nuts. All right, there we are. So we got white and shimmer on there. We're going to add in the uranium and see what happens. Yeah, I'm just wondering if uranium might, although I've always had uranium up here. Wandering Brian, thank you for the jewels. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look at something. Ever made cold glass sculptures? No, I have not made cold. That is a kind of cool art form. The thing that scares me about working cold work is the glass dust. I get a little nervous thinking about that stuff. You definitely have to wear a mask, and I'm assuming that a lot of the cold work would be water-based too. I am terrified of glass dust because that's the one thing that is very potentially bad for you. Okay, so we got a lot of color on here. We got one more color that we're going to pop on. This is going to be the amber purple, but the double amber purple version. Like that. Okay, this is like double amber purple. And we're going to bring it around and spiral it on. So after I get all these colors on here, we're going to do what I call the finger painting technique. And that is where we just spin everything around and kind of finger paint the glass, literally. There. Okay. That is looking okay. Yeah, cold glass sculptures, jazz hands, kind of, I'm intrigued by it, but it's a little scary, I think. For me, it is. There we go. May I say your filming space is visually stunning? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to make it look good. I do. I really try to make the space look fantastic. Okay, so now you can see all those coils running around. Now we're going to do the finger painting. If you ever have the opportunity and you are in this studio and you do a glass blowing experience with me, this will be one of the things that you will for sure do because it is one of the most fun techniques you could ever do. Absolutely fun. And I'm going to show you how it works here. We're going to do a small section of it so that you can physically see the difference here. And this is what gives my glass that planetary look, like Jupiter. I am a secret space nerd, so I love anything space related. All right, so there are the coils running around, and then there's the finger painting. So you can see you take all those little coils and you start melding them all the way around. Puerto Rico, what's up? How are you doing? I might be going to see your lovely area in about 8 months. Somewhere around there. All right, so that is the finger painting technique. I'm going to bring it out. We're going to do that all the way around this entire piece. And again, that's what kind of gives that Jupiter look. And this is by far one of the most fun techniques you could possibly do in glass. In fact, I'll show you. Did I put that little... Did I lose it? Oh, there it is. So this one front and center is the Jupiter looking one. This one right here. And that's what we're kind of replicating. And it should look really, really good. Does the flame? I don't have a phone camera. I am not on a phone. Okay, here we go. Thank you for the welcome seal, Karen. But when I was working a phone, no, the flame did not affect it at all. Are you talking about the heat, the amount of heat? Because no, it does not affect it if you run a tiny little fan over your phone. A lot of people don't know to do that. You just run a tiny little fan, blowing air across the surface of your phone, and you will not have your phone overheat during your live stream. It's a simple little cheat, and you don't get a big ass fan. Just get one of those little tiny clip-on fans, just enough to kind of breeze it over. Just a little fan. Doesn't have to be big. Okay. And we're going to bring it over here, and we're going to spiral this end off here. Bring it down. Okay, did I mute the thing too much too? Can you all hear the flame a little bit? Hopefully you get a little bit of the flame. You have a little bit of it going on. Oh, I will definitely try. Anytime I go to another location, I definitely try whatever the the specialty of the area is. Unique Reese by Tammy. Hello, how are you? Okay, yeah, this one's going to look pretty amazing. This is by far one of my favorite styles. Number one, because it's hella fun to make. And number two, no two are ever alike. I know they say that a lot by art, and it's a cliche that's overdone too many times. But really, no two of these ever look alike. Okay, so it's super bright right now. We're not going to get a good look at it. It's too bright. So the reason that is happening is all the metals that make up the color in the glass are superheated. And just like when you see metal in a forge and it's glowing bright orange and all those different colors, the same thing is happening with the glass. The metals are jumping around the molecules and they are glowing. And it needs to cool down for it to show up. And we've got to let it settle for a second, and then we're going to come back around and we're going to finish this end off. You absolutely do, Eric. You are welcome here anytime. You know that. You've had an open invitation for a while, Eric. It'd be good to see you anyway. Okay, we're going to bring it out. And we're going to taper this off. Kind of looks like an ice cream cone at the moment. Or a bad mushroom. Bad mushroom. Nope. Nope. Yes, that's what I want. I know, mushroom cloud phase. All right, so we're going to pull a little bit of this off at the end, like that, and we're going to start melting it all in. And blending everything together. And this is just the, the little calm before the storm here. Just got to blend it. While I'm doing this, I can actually show you the glasses, the lens that I use, like that. I just ended up selling like 10 pair of extra glasses that I had today. I had a whole bunch of extra didymiums. I still have like another 10 pair, but I didn't want to post like too many. But that is how my glasses react to the flame. It's a very unique set of lens or glass called didymium. It's used a lot in photography for camera filters. I think they call it color enhancing. I was referring to it as an ND filter, but it's not an ND filter. It is a color enhancing filter. And it kind of has this purple glow to it. I'm doing good, Uncle Skin. How are you? All right, so we are getting this all rounded out. Now, when you start getting this thing pretty close to being done, you want to use smaller glass molds or circles than you think you need. It shouldn't fit into the mold. It should glide around the rim of the outside. So it should ride around the rim there. The reason for that is it will pick up every part of the flat surface and kind of mellow it all out. If there's a divot or something in there, it will mellow it out. One more punty this way. Now this one left an open window in the end here. I was going to close it off, but I'm going to leave it open so that most of the marble has that Jupiter look, but then you can look deep inside the marble and see what's inside it. So most of it, you won't be able to see inside except for this one little window at the very end, like a little, about half the size of a dime. Is it safe to breathe without a mask? Well, I would think that it would be safe to breathe. It would be worse to not breathe. This is an extremely clean operation, trust me. What's up, Daisy girl? No, I don't think so, Oko. Um, yeah, I don't do those. I'm not into that. I don't know why everybody refers to glass blowers. Every time I start getting on here, people always ask if you make smoking stuff, and it's like, no. I mean, very little, but it's not like the focus. There was this art form existed before the 420 rage of it. So there's a lot of glass that gets done before. I don't have a problem with the industry, but not every glass blower makes smoking articles. It just, some of us don't. Okay, we have a lot of exotic color. That's what this is, exotic. Yeah, we are making, so this is a memorial marble. It contains ash from a person in it. So there are remains from a human inside this marble. And now I'm hoping you can see those colors bouncing off there. See how it kind of looks planetary? Like that? Like a little Jupiter planet. Jenny and the Jets, how are you? I'm going to make like a few of these. This is actually gorgeous. I am not disappointed with that. Yeah, I think this one, I like this style. I'm going to make one or two more. We may throw some other colors in it. And then to get it off the stick, you grab this tool right here that's made by Dragonfly Creation and you just tap. And it snaps that off. And there's that window I was talking about, that little tiny opening right there. So it allows you to see deep inside the marble, and then the rest of it is just opaque on the outside. So it's just kind of like looking into a kaleidoscope. Everything's kind of cool, and then on the inside, you can just see deep inside. And it looks amazing, actually. The camera's not going to pick it up. Yeah, unfortunately, the camera will not pick that up. But yeah, there's the colors. This next one we're going to do a little bit, we're going to add a little bit of lime green to it. And definitely the shimmer. We're going to kind of go more of those green tones. That one was more earthy tone. Let's go some greens and see what that happens with that. But definitely have to have the uranium too. Let's push the uranium. Okay. We're going to grab a punty rod and a building rod, which is this one. Yeah, that was a cool combo. This next one is going to be my go-to. I love greens. I absolutely love greens. I'm a big earth tone green fan. So I just like natural colors. We're going to bring this out like that. We're going to dip it into the cremains or the ash down here. So we're going to pick it up. It's going to pick up a little bit right on the end there. And we're going to fuse it into the glass. Pick up a little more. We're going to fuse it into the glass. That actually picked up a lot. I don't think I need to add any more. That was quite a bit. In fact, that was a whole lot. Yeah. So the next step is we're going to grab some of the sparkle green. Are you my sparkle? Yes. So this is a shimmer green. We're going to add a little bit to it, and then we're going to drill mix it. It's going to break the green down and dilute it by mixing it with the clear, and we'll have the ash in there. We're going to add this in here. Like so. Okay, I think we're looking good. And 3, 2, 1. That should be good right there. Let me trim this off here. So this just added a lot of the that kind of foresty green, and it has a shimmer to it. Next, we're going to take our handy dandy drill, and we're going to mix it all up. And this will dilute it down about half. So it's going to dilute the color, kind of like putting a drop of food coloring into a gallon of water. It dilutes the color. Here we go. We're just going to keep mixing that up. going to bring it down. No, I don't do any Puffco stuff. There's so many people doing Puffco things, you don't need it from me. No need for me to make any. All right, we're going to, no, that's going to be a bad one. I'm going to set it right there. I got to get rid of this. There. No, the drill's perfectly fine. That drill's been through thousands of mixes. I posted a little video of just how durable that drill is. It has never died on me. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? It's super insane. Oscar, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate you. I got you. I definitely got you. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to burn it off over here. We're going to spiral a bunch of color on there. Oh, it's okay, cruising. Let them have their fun. If that's how much fun they have, then let them have it. If that's the skill of entertainment they seek. Doesn't bother me a bit. Not one bit. All right, we're going to bring this down. Like that. And burn it off here. How you doing, Goku? Okay, so we talked about doing greens, and we're going to do a lot of different greens on this with a white base to it too. So we're going to take this shimmer green. We're going to pop it on first because this one's extremely dense. Oh, I got to make you a mod, Groves. I didn't know that. You got to send me a message. And we're going to spiral this around. I thought you were already. And we're going to spin it up. Like that. So that is coil number 1. And then we're going to take, I think we should do the white first, and then we'll attach the uranium onto that. Let's get the white base and then the uranium on top of that, and that will help pop out the uranium color a little more. So we're going to grip here and turn it around. This part of attaching color is called a spin trail, and it is one of the most fun actions you can do. It took a little while to get it down and to perfect it. There are 2 reasons that it took a while. One, you got to learn how to pace yourself with the spin and keep the consistency of the glass heated up. But the problem is every single color has a different flow rate. So greens tend to flow a lot slower than, say, the white, or red is actually a very fast color. So they move at different rates. And so when you're spinning this trail that I was doing right there, each color reacts different, and you have to pull it at a different pace. So that is the only problem when you're learning this, is learning what every color does too. Like right there, I just got a little bit off center. It was about to go lumpy. Yep, lumpy is a word. We're going to spin it. So this is the uranium glass. This is the blacklight radioactive uranium glass. Use enough of it and I will grow a third arm. Then I can maybe keep up with my orders. All right, so there are some of those colors. We got one last color to pop on here. That is the lime green. This color is very close to the color from Nickelodeon, the slime, or a third eye. Yeah, that would help too. So this is very close to the slime color once it gets heated up. Queen, how are you? Thank you for the laughing disco. I appreciate that. You rock it. Okay, let's go. We're going to spiral this one on now. And then we're going to finger paint everything. Oh, see, that one got a little off. Had a little bit of a downward pace right there. As much as I love this color, it is a pain in the butt to work sometimes. It does not like to be manipulated that much. Okay, so now we have all those colors spiraled all the way around. Doesn't have to be pretty because we're going to be finger painting it now. Queen, thank you so much. The Sunday. I could go for a Sunday right now, honestly. What's up, Colleen? How are you? Yeah, I could definitely go for that. Okay, so we're going to come through and finger paint the hell out of this. And I will show you that process as we start going through. This part you kind of get lost in. How do I describe this? You ever get in a zone where you're doing something and you your mind wanders to where you don't think about anything but what you're doing at the moment? That's exactly what this is. Thank you for the mystery gift. I'm just on fire tonight. Thank you. So yeah, exactly, Daisy Girl. So that's kind of what this is like right here. Um, this finger painting technique. As you're spinning everything around and you're creating all these little micro swirls in the glass, you kind of lose track of like everything going on. And it's kind of a little happy place. If you've ever been super stressed out or uh, agitated, this is a super cool technique. And I've even recommended, I'm not a psychologist, but I've always recommended that people go in and just finger paint, literally finger paint. You will have a great time. Yes, Stargazer and Carmeline is a great color grows. I have Carmeline. All right, so you can see there's the straight lines, and then there are the little swirls. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Queen, Susan, Veronica, Queen. Oh my God, you guys, thank you so much. That is awesome when the chat starts going like that. Thank you. Reminds me of TikTok a little. It is a Mr. Rogers moment. It is actually. It is very much a Mr. Rogers moment, or Bob Ross moment, kind of. Hey, you can call me Grandpa. I don't care. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit more here, and I'm going to show you that process a little bit. I wish I had the. Oh, I do have the Meta. Hold on a second. I hope they're on. Hey, Meta, record. Okay, so I'm going to record this, and then I'll post a little short video of what this process actually looks like. We'll do a short tomorrow with it. Let me come through. I got 3 minutes right now to do this. I forgot I got to tilt my head down too so the camera picks it up right. So you're just kind of creating little micro swirls. Okay, hey Meta, stop recording. Thank you so much for all the disco, laughing disco, the floating heart. I appreciate that. Queen, everybody, thank you so much for the jewels. There we go. All right, so there is still a little bit left of that circular part, and then there is the finger painted portion. Let me grab a light so you can see what I'm talking about here before we actually get it into the marble. I don't know if you can see that marbling going on with it. So, and then there is a little bit of the not swirled. But yeah, that's kind of the marbling like that. But it's extremely relaxing as you're going through it. Extremely relaxing. This is actually looking good though. We have a fantastic color going on. So this is actually 4, did I put 4 or 5 colors? I can't remember. And like that. All right, so now we have everything all blended up. Queen, thank you. Adam, I appreciate that. Adam, you're rocking too. Big boy, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to show you something that not a lot of people show, and that is the effect. Why I always use longer glass rods and not short ones. There's an effect that happens if you're not careful, and everybody asks about getting burned. And this is one of those things that if you're not careful, it will burn you. So this is a very short rod. If I was to hold it like this, you'd see it's kind of cradled in my palm like that, a little bit at the edge. When you're using it and it goes into the flame, it creates a magnification, kind of like a fiber optic. Now I'm going to bring it out. It's going to get very bright. This is a trigger warning. If you are sensitive to bright stuff, do not watch. So I'm going to bring it in the flame. And then as it starts heating up, watch the end where I'm tapping here. Watch how bright that gets. Now the glass rod itself is not hot, but that end right there, that brightness will burn you. So that's where you can get burned. If I put my finger over that, it will burn you. But look how bright that gets. So that is one of the things why you always want to use a longer glass rod. Am I outside in the room? I am in an open studio. I have tremendously large doors, fresh air. It's a little cold, actually. I know it is very, very, very bright. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The little short rods, if you have them in your palm, it will actually burn you. All right, let's kick it up a notch. I need a little extra flame. And I'm a little cold. This is a good way to heat up a little. There we go. So right now we're getting it, I'm compressing it down. We're going to make the marble. So these are memorial marbles. You don't necessarily have to have ash in there to make this exact marble. I am going to make a series of these for sale. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And we'll see where it goes with them. I love this style though. I know what this looks like. You ever see a photo of the sun through a filter when it kind of looks like fur? You ever see the sun looking like fur? It's exactly what it looks like for me. Kind of has all those swirls running through it. Now, this material that I'm using down here that I'm rolling this glass through is graphite or pencil lead, essentially. Pencil or graphite is one of the few materials that glass will not stick to. Graphite and tungsten. Glass and tungsten do not mix. So those are two materials that are safe to use for tools that are very effective because it won't stick. Is it Lenny? Thank you so much for the makeup brush. Thank you. Lenny, I appreciate that. Be Micah. I'm saying it wrong. I'm so sorry. You know I'm saying it wrong. Micah. Bay Micah. I'm saying it. Okay, so we're going to burn this off. After this, we're going to make a bead. We've done a few marbles. We're going to make this bead. We're not going to do the ornament part, but we're going to do the bead. Because I really like this bead. Yeah, that bead is awesome. We tried a new wing last night, and I am so happy with that wing. Oh my freaking gosh. That wing style is, oh man, it's perfect. Yeah, this marble got way too big. But that's okay. All right, so I'm going to show you the filter while I'm trying to get this balanced out. Here we go. You can now see there's the filter. Okay, see how it's cutting out? That's very visible. Watch. Okay, there it is without, and there it is with. You can definitely see that difference right there. Look at that. That's actually picking up really good right there. That looks good. I'm going to have to clip that. That is a huge difference. That showed it very well. And I would love to have a filter on full time, but then everything would be purple. All right, so we're going to bring this down and start shaping it. Wow, this one's shaping out quite smooth, very fast. Look at that. That is usually not that fast. That actually worked out really well. Yeah, okay. So remember I was talking about the light reflections off the marble? So the front here, you're going to see all the light reflections bouncing pretty smooth, okay? Like the little streak of light off of the marble. If it's very smooth as I'm spinning it, the marble's round. If it jumps, it's not. So the back end has a flaw to it right there. So as I'm spinning it, you'll see that marble kind of, the light's bouncing off of it, jump up and down a tiny bit. And that's telling me there is a cave in there, like a concave. So we're going to fix that right now. And it's going to look really good. Thank you, Cruzy. Okay, you got to help me out. It's Baal Micah. So please phonetically spell it out for me so I can get your name right. Thank you for the jewels. I'll just call you Baal. That works too. Okay, we're going to attach here. This is barely on there, so it is tacky. It is not stuck. It's not fused. What's up, Lee? Scarlett, I appreciate you. I know there is a lens that I can attach to the camera, but again, it would make everything purple all the time. I do have a second camera set up, and it is on Zoom, and I'm thinking of making an attachment. I have to figure out how to do a transition so that it can jump from one camera to the other by a foot pedal. I have an Elgato foot pedal. And if I can get it wired up and working correctly, I can transition that didymium lens to come right up to the torch and see it really close, just for a short time, not the whole night. Bayonka. Bayonka. Okay. I'm going to call you Bay. Can I call you Bay? That'll be easier for me. I appreciate that, Bush. I appreciate that. Tatiana, thank you. Yeah, Zoom camera would be really good. I actually have it all set up. I got to figure out how to do transitions. So I'm not that savvy in the OBS operating system or MELD Studio, but there is a way to incorporate a foot pedal to be able to pull in and pull back out a zoom. And I just need to learn how to do it. I'll use ChatGPT and help me out. All right, we are looking good. This is looking good. Close up would be really cool. Yeah, I think it'd be hot. I agree. Just not all the time, but temporarily it would look good. Okay, I am loving this one. This is in the greens. So one of the drawbacks of green while it's hot is it has a brown effect. Um, it looks very brownish, but when it cools off, it will be bright green, super greens. I'm going to bring the light over, and hopefully y'all can get a good look at it. Then we're going to make a bee. We're going to do a bee ornament. I'm going to change it up a little, but now you can see those colors bouncing through. And it definitely has a little brownish look to it, but I like it. There's a little cobalt blue in there too. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what's up with that blue. I did not put blue in there. Then one of my most popular questions is, how do you get it off the stick and keep it round? And I'm going to show you right now. We use this tool here. This is created by Dragonfly Creation, or Beth on here, one of the moderators. So this tool grips the marble and you tap, and that pulls the little punty off right there. And at the very end, you can see a little bit of a little chad, a hanging chad. And we're going to smooth that out. But that's how you remove the stick, and then you just use a micro flame to smooth out that spot where it was. Just let gravity do its thing like that. Let it sit. Glass fumes, hair dye. No, you don't want hair dye. My hair is all natural, my friend. This is all natural. I am all natural. Kind of looks like an eyeball, doesn't it? I don't know. Oh, it's not quite round. Hold on. There's a little dimple in it. There's a little spot. Any recommendations for a 19-year-old wanting to get into glassblowing? Yes, Johnny, 100%. Is this for yourself, or are you asking for someone else, Johnny? See, it does have that eyeball effect. I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. Yourself? Okay, send me a message, and I will provide you with some links to go to learn about glassblowing. If you have any questions about glassblowing, you can always hit me up. I am available for answering questions on private messages. I mean, I can't do an entire novel, but I will 100% point you in the right direction. I hate seeing people get ripped off in this industry. And there are some crooked ass people in this industry, trust me. They will take your money and run. Okay, so we're going to make a beat. Make sure this is black. It is black. And we're going to make a beat. We're going to do the beat, not the ornament, but we're just going to do the beat part. Yeah, I don't sell any equipment or anything like that. So the answers you get from me are just straight up answers. Know what I mean? I don't know, Rochelle. I got a really good filter on. Thank you, but it's all filtered. It's seriously just. I have the Guy Fieri filter on. Is it working? Is the Guy Fieri filter working? Yeah, we're doing the beat. Jack Nicholson? No, it's not Jack. I can't do a Jack. All right, let's make the beat. So we're going to bunch up a bunch of this black color here. I reversed the way I did these bees. I used to do yellow and then spin black onto it. And last night, I tried it the opposite direction. I used black as the base and then I spun yellow onto it. And I am much, much, much happier with that combo. It looks a lot better. You can't handle the truth. I know, right? All right, so here we go. We are going to push a bunch of this together. Thank you, Bay. All right, here we go. Got to push a lot of this together, actually. I forgot how big that bee is. This is going to be a fun ornament this year. This is the first bee I'm super happy with. I am actually pretty pleased with the end result. How do you go about adopting one? Of what? Oh, the bee? I'm going to be putting it into my Etsy store in the next day or two. As soon as I finish this one, I'll be able to get good photographs of it and drop it into the Etsy store. Yeah, this is been one of my nemesis, making a really good bee. I've done them where I'm happy with them, but not like ecstatic. This bee I'm ecstatic about. Has that right level of cartoonish look to it, but still kind of cool. Okay, I think we got enough on there. Fritz is doing good. Yeah, the Ghost with the Witch's Hat is available. All the ghosts will be available pretty much all year round. And we're going to bring this out. And we're going to round it off just a tiny bit. Like this. And smooth it out. Now we're all smooth. So the next part is to add the yellow stripes on here. So let's see if I can bring this off for a second. You can see the wings actually look really good right there, and we have the nice yellow stripes all the way around. This is what I was talking about. I really like this design. I'll pop it back on there before I end up breaking it. We are going to add the uranium eyes to the bee for a while. So we are going to pop uranium into the uranium eyes secretly into the bees because I think it's going to look amazing. Okay, so we're going to grab this. This is the color I was saying is the one you got to be careful with. Grab it and spin it around. Right about there. You want one of these for, oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, these are going to be fun. There we are. So now you can see the stripes running around. Next step is we got to blend that in. When I do that spiral on there, the glass is stuck to it. It's kind of like tacky on there, but it's not fused into the actual body of the glass. So right away, once you put those spirals on there, you have to fuse it in there. You can leave it a little bit textured if you want. I personally don't. I want it all smooth. But adding texture is an option by melting it in, but not completely. Personally, I like it blended. Shaken, not stirred. I have no idea what that has to do with glass, but I just felt like saying it. Okay, I think we are looking good. We got a nice shape with a bumblebee butt. So we got a really good shape going on right there. It's hard to see the stripes in there while all the glass is hot. But as I start working this, you will start to see some of those colors pop out. And we're going to get some amazing effects off of it. So I got to change holding rods. So I want to put it where the tail will be, the little stinger. Now we're going to create the head and smooth the rest of that out. There is a little bit of a ridge left in there. So we definitely need to smooth that out. I don't know if you saw that little spark jump off there, but every once in a while that happens. You see that little spark fly off? What's up, Joshua? It's kind of crazy, right? We need a little bit more. That's not quite big enough for the bee head. Yeah, no, it was not gnats. Those are little sparks flying off of it, little bits of glass that got small. Oh, the jellyfish. Yeah, the jellyfish is for sale. I'm going to post it probably tonight. I'll get that done. I got some nice photographs of it. The jellyfish is a little expensive because of the way it's designed. I'll post it. I want to try one other way of doing it. I'm trying to lower the price of it a little. So if I can get it done a different technique but keep it looking the same, I can reduce the price by quite a bit. Okay, we have a little bit of a bee tail, and then we got the head. Again, I do everything everything I do is very whimsical. I'm not trying to make the most accurate bee in the world. Everything kind of just is whimsy. Are you taking off, Callie? Callie, you've been in for a while. Thanks for hanging out. It was good to see you for this long. I'm glad you were able to hang out. How much did my torch cost? Oh, this is an expensive torch. This one is, I think, 4,400. I think it's 4,400 right now. And they're not going down in price. All right, I lost my tweezers. I'm gonna have to borrow this one. Yeah, it's 4,400 for this torch. Yeah, of course, Callie. Good seeing you. All right, let's add the little antenna here. But you do not need this exact torch if you are starting out. In fact, I would highly recommend you don't buy it. This is like too much. It's like giving a 16-year-old that just got their license a Ferrari. Probably not a good idea. Yeah, this is going to be cute. The bee itself is going to be cute, hanging without the ornament. Bring it up and create the antenna. I don't know why last night, but I kept calling them tentacles. Kept referring to the antenna as tentacles. Welcome to my mind. I never said it wasn't all there. I had the octopi on the brain. Yes, probably. All right, we got to add the little doodads to the antenna. And here we go. We're going to go to the other side. I don't know why. I get a smile off this thing every time. All right, so there's a little antenna. We've got to make some big old googly eyes. Yeah, I definitely want to make a. I'm probably going to do one more octopus before the end of the year. I don't know when, but we're definitely doing a jellyfish. In fact, if you all want to see the jellyfish for tomorrow's live stream, type a 1 in the chat, and I will put that on the schedule for jellyfish for tomorrow's stream. Got the big old googly eyes. Okay, yeah, we got some ones going. All right, we will put jellyfish in the schedule for tomorrow. If you haven't seen the jellyfish, after I finish the bee, I will show you the jelly. Okay, as promised, I'm going to put a little uranium surprise in the eyes. So there'll be a slight glow. One there. One there. And then we got to do the little black dots. I think I'll just move that rock. Not the one I was looking for, but it'll work. And I did it the other night. I put a little button nose on this thing. I think it came out kind of cool. All right, so there is the bee without the wings right now. We're going to do the wings next, which are going to complete it. And we got to make a hook for it so it can hang. There it is. So what I was referring to with the eyeballs is I made a little uranium on the eyeballs here. You can see it glow just a tiny bit in there. But that's magnetic. That's something I didn't know. So that is the uranium glass, that bright, bright green, like on the end of that eyeball, this and that. All right, we got to do the wings. Last night I did them different. I haven't done this wing style before. So we were experimenting, and they came out actually pretty good. So we're going to remake those wings exactly the same way. Okay, I set my tweezers down somewhere. A second set. And are you there? Seriously? I can't find them because my bench is a total wreck. Oh, they're right there. Holy crap, right in front of me. I'm all there. Okay, so first things first, we have to make a little flat spot. We're not going to completely flatten this though. This is where I was saying I changed the wing up a little bit. This is where I am making it out of a tool. We're just going to build a blob or a gather of glass here. Going to bring it up. Just a little bit more. About like that. Okay. Then we're going to flatten it a tiny bit. Not going to squish it all the way. Still want to leave some bulk to it. Good night, Colleen. And then we're going to take what I normally use for making leaves. This is a leaf maker that I hand carved a long time ago. Good night, Eric. So you can see the little pattern in there for making leaves. Now the trick on this is not to use the leaf maker to make a leaf, but to use only half of it. We're going to only use half of this tool here. Bring it over and squish it down like that. It's going to leave an impression in the glass. Those little ridges and spikes in there running through it. And we're going to grab a punty rod to hold it with. And we're going to stretch it out into that wing shape. You got to do 2 of these. Yeah, the trick is only to use half of that leaf maker, not the whole thing. We're going to burn it off. So we got one wing all done. And we're going to do the other half. And we'll fuse it on there. Now, before I put the wings on, I'm going to put the hook on this time. Because last night I put the hook on very last, and I almost dropped this piece. It had separated. I didn't fuse it on there all the way. And the whole thing almost came apart, almost broke and fell right down. And that part would have sucked. Yeah, it would have definitely been a bad day for that. Although it would have made a good video. All right, so same thing. We're going to flatten. Not all the way, though. You do not want to squish this all the way down. You want to leave it semi-thick so that when you go to squish it with the leaf tool, it leaves a good impression in there. Leaves the little ridges. So we're going to bring it out and just squish it a little. Okay, I'm not pressing as hard as I can. Just a little bit. How do you not torch his scalp bleaching that? I have no idea what the hell you're saying. Sometimes I'm dyslexic, but I can't even make that out. That's bad. All right, so we're going to use half of the leaf maker again. I'm going to use the other side this time. Have you ever made a turtle? Oh, hell yeah. I have like tons of turtles. Bring it over here and squish. And we should be good. Kind of wish Little Weed was on. She has a large collection of my turtles. I think Little Weed has most of my turtles. All right, so we're going to take this and do the same thing. We're going to stretch it out create that wing effect. Normally, I do not like using a tool for wings, but this one is just the way it works, just the way it's going to work out. And separate it. And I love this color. It's got an iridescent blue to it. I don't, you can kind of see that iridized blue. It is just one of the most gorgeous colors. I can't tell you how pretty it is at first. All right, before we get too far, I definitely want to make the loop because last night I did not do that right and it almost failed. I need a skinny. You are my winner. We're going to make a loop real quick and then we'll finish this bee off. A raccoon would take a little while. Yeah, the face of the raccoon would be hard. How famous am I? I once got a senior citizen discount at Taco Bell. That's how famous I am. I didn't even ask for it. They just gave me the senior citizen discount. I was so happy. I didn't even have to ask. They were just like, here you go. Senior discount. All right, here we go. I didn't even get mad. I was like, all right. You want to give me a discount? No problem. All right, we got to flatten this out. Again, same thing. We're going to flatten not too far. Just going to heat it up and squish it down. I know that I use an AI generator for clipping some of my clips. So I know 100% that Opus Clips is going to pull that Taco Bell statement for one of my clips. I bet you. Watch. If it does it, if Opus Clips pulls that up as one of my generated AI clips, I will absolutely post it. Okay, here we go. So we're going to add a little ridge to this. This part right here, I think always gives the hook a little bit of class. Gives it just a little extra punch of awesomeness. But the side bonus is it looks like a little flat paper doll head. See how it kind of gives that little paper doll head with the hair? I think it looks funny. All right, so we got to make a hook. So we take this flat disc and we're going to stretch it out, then loop it over. And the reason I like this particular loop is it is incredibly strong. That loop is very, very strong. It is very difficult to break that. And then we're going to squish it up. And we got to round it out. That's what this is for. I think we're all good. See how it just kind of cleans it up? You have the edge running around, and it just looks a little better. What's up, Tess? How are you? Good to see you. Tess on TikTok. Oh, that's too short. I am running out of short glass rods here. Not good. All right, use the back end of you. We're going to do a little tiny attachment there. We're going to burn it off at the back end here. And we'll go through final assembly. We're pretty close to assembling the whole bee now. You're going to break it, just fine, go in the trash. You win. So we're going to smooth this out. Like that. This is why I was saying that loop is super durable. Once I attach it and it has that mass down here attached to the bee, it's very difficult to break it. It's not impossible, but it's just difficult. And that's what I always go for on every single item that I make. I want it to be super difficult to break. You know, it should be able to drop on a floor, everything except a tile floor, and survive. Okay, we got the little loop there. And we're going to wiggle it off. That detaches it there. So now we have a loop on there, and let's get the wings on. So I got to remember these had a certain direction to them. That was the direction right there. Got to get both ends really hot so you blend it together. You don't want to just stick that on there and hope for the best. Got to make sure it's blended. We're going to burn it off there. I really like these wings. I am so happy with it. I am not disappointed. We're all lined up right there. Let's get it fused in there. Burn it off. Yeah, I really like this bee. Gonna move this wing just a little bit like that. I like it. I think it looks good. Gonna put a little attachment where I put the little button nose before, because we got to do the little black stinger on the back, because I don't like it without that. Pull that clear glass off. Well, you're just being a pain in the butt today. I put the little stinger on there. Not making it too sharp though. I'm going to grab it here and burn that off. Like that. So there we got the little bee going. I can definitely show a lot of the angles now, and it hangs pretty cool. It's a good hanging ornament. I like it a lot. I can't wait for the yellow to pop out and look a lot better. But while it's hot, it won't show. But what do y'all think? You like the bee? That's a new design, so I'm kind of happy with it. If you like it, that would be good, because I would like to be able to make those. I should do a ladybug. I would like to do a ladybug about that big. Oh, I was going to grab the jellyfish. 1 second. So this is the jellyfish we will make. Actually, I should put these out of the way. That's the jellyfish we will make tomorrow. Get this way out of the way. Swap places real quick. So we're going to work on a couple of those jellyfish tomorrow. Yeah, I definitely do dragonflies. In fact, I definitely have to make some dragonflies tomorrow. Have you ever done a chicken? No, a chicken would be hard, I think. Sounds bad, but a chicken would be hard. See, I like green. Love green. Okay, before we go any further, I do want to try the music again and see if we are having that same crackle effect. So I'm going to move the microphone just a little bit here. And let's try the music again, okay? Let's see if we get the same effect. Oop. Would help if I plugged it in. No, it's not a Chihuly. It is definitely not a Chihuly. It is a me. That was just one of those pieces that I made because I wanted to. A praying mantis would be cool, but there's a glassblower that does praying mantis and birds that are absolutely out of this world. If you want a praying mantis, I would refer you over to him. He's way better than me at that. I have done a hippo. A little loud? Really? The music's loud? Shouldn't be. Turn it down. Oh, I got to do it on here. There. That better? All my settings went wacky. You don't hear any music? Okay, I'm going to turn it up over here. Right there. I don't want it to be really loud. Okay. There we go. Up a bit. We can turn it up just a tiny bit. There. That's about as far as I want to go. It's still too loud? Really? It shouldn't be loud at all. I got to remember, everybody has their volume up differently, too. There. That's about as low as it goes. Yeah, I don't want it super loud at all. Just needs to be a little slight hum to it. You don't hear anything but music, not my vocals? Yeah, I'm just going to have to adjust later. It's where it is right now. That's where it's going to be. So we're doing uranium stuff tonight. Everything is uranium based, and that's what we're going to make. If you are not familiar with uranium glass, it is a glass that glows super green under black light. I'm going to grab the black light right now. There we go. So these are some finished works with the blacklight. And the next marble we're going to actually do is with tubing. So if you have never seen a marble made with tubing, that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to actually take tubing and make a marble. Kind of weird, right? No risk working with the uranium. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Okay, we're going to open this up, create a little point. Why is the flame so white? The camera has a hard time picking it up. The autocorrect on the camera is trying to overcompensate for it. So yeah, it's actually a bright blue. I will show you what it looks like through a filter and you'll see exactly what the color is. Yeah, I'll show you exactly what it looks like. It happens a lot. A lot of people ask about the color of the flame. It is a bright blue and it can look a little bit white, but yeah, the camera just has a hard time. I know that the bee with the ornament is, I think it's going to have to be a one-off. That was a pain in the butt to make. That was definitely a pain in the butt. I don't know if anybody's ever going to want to pay what it costs to make it. Okay, so first things first, we're going to open this tube up. We're going to create a little opening like this. Non-epic open there. What happened to diners, drive-ins, and dives? Have you seen the price of food? Nobody goes out anymore. All right, so we're going to heat this up, and we're going to flare it open all the way now. So we're going to create kind of like a little cone shape. All the way around. Yeah, I don't need it to be perfect because we're going to be using that to create it. Can I make a dolphin? Oh, absolutely. You're a beekeeper? Thank you for being a beekeeper. I appreciate you. We don't have enough beekeepers. I'm being serious too. Thank you for doing that. I 100% appreciate it. I'm not kidding. All right, so this is going to be, we're going to actually make a marble out of that. So right now I have to put this in the kiln. We're going to keep it warm. And we're going to create a latticino, which is what the effect of this particular marble is right here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little spiky spiral in there. So we're going to create that little latticino spiral. And it will look pretty awesome. Yeah, you've had hundreds of hives. I really think I appreciate people doing beekeeping. I think that's a pretty cool job, to be honest. Even as a hobby, my cousin has a bunch of bees in Texas, and she is constantly working with them. Oh, it is Veterans Day tomorrow, huh? I don't think the mail's working. Crap. I don't think the mail is working tomorrow. Or I think they got the day off. All right, I just had this black color I want to use. Here it is, sparkle black. Pull it down. No mail tomorrow. Damn it. All right. I just sold a bunch of extra glass blowing glasses to people, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get it in the mail tomorrow. I can create the label, but I won't be able to get it in the mail. All right, we're going to add black to this uranium here. Like that. And I think I want to do... I'm going to add a little shimmer to it. Thank you for the message on Etsy. I got your message for about the bee. I appreciate it. That's why I have a watch. Yep. Big appreciation out there to all my fellow devil dogs and all the other troops. All right, let's get the clear on here. So we're creating what's called a latticino. Sounds like a coffee. But I'm going to do some latticino, and then we're going to do some gold fuming in that piece too. So if you've not seen gold fuming before, that is a lot of fun. Got a little droopy on there. Yeah, I like the bees. Yeah, I did a little bit of reading up on the white coffee. I have to do a little more into it, Red Squeak. All right, so we're going to spin this up. And every time I do this, I get that damn song stuck in my head. You spin me right round, baby, right round. And that's what we're going with. We're spinning this all up. Now, this does have the uranium, so it will glow super bright green. Unfortunately, when uranium is hot, it doesn't react to the black light. The little ions in there, molecules, are reacting hypersensitive, and they do not glow while it's hot. Yeah. Let's pull this little bit off here. Going to set that off to the side. Okay, so this is the latticino. Hopefully you can see kind of that spiral going around. We'll shine maybe a little light on it. Hopefully you can see a little bit of that candy cane spiral type action going with it. This was the other bee we did last night too. This was the other ornament. God damn, I almost dropped it. There's the other ornament with the bee. Now this one has the hook right at that little vine right there, that little green vine. There's the flower and the bee. That was the other one we did, and then there was one more. Okay, so we're going to grab that piece we did a little bit earlier. So that's this one. Hey, thank you so much for the jewels. We're going to heat this up. So this is going to make a marble. We're going to use tubing to actually make a marble. Oh my God, thank you for the heart me. Appreciate that. So this technique is called inside out, meaning it is worked inside out, just what it sounds like. So we're going to take it here and we're going to start up here. Do not, if you are a new glass blower and you are trying this, make sure you wear gloves on your left hand until you get used to doing this, because you will end up getting burned. Okay, and we're going to work it this way. So the reason I do it this method is it creates a 3D effect. Little right there, and one more over here. Just very simple designs on the inside. So that is on the inside of the tube right now. We flared it open. Now we're going to add the gold, and we're going to trap that gold in there. What's up from Indonesia? I love Indonesia. Had such a good time there. Especially Bali. Had a great time in Bali. Love Bali. All right, so on the end of this rod is a tiny chunk of gold. This is where we do the gold fuming. It's going to look absolutely outstanding. And here we go. So the gold is going to superheat and transfer via the flame to the tube up here. What's the weirdest part about glass blowing that you didn't expect prior to starting it? Well, I grew up with it, so it's a little different for me on what I expect and what I did. So I've been around it my entire life. But I will say the weirdest part about glass blowing that you will encounter if you are new will be some of the side effects of it, like having to wear sunblock when it's snowing. So, oh, forgot to do this. Sorry. So you can see all that gold reflection in there. We're going to trap it with these tiny little air traps of it. So wearing sunblock in the winter is a little weird. Every single person on the planet that is a friend of yours will come up and say, "Hey, do you make glass pipes? Because I have a friend that wants one." And that usually is an indicator for they want one themselves. That is like the number one code word for someone not wanting to admit they want it themselves. I have a friend that wants one. They all have friends. What else is interesting about glass? I don't know. But yeah, wearing sunblock during the winter is very weird. Definitely. What's up, cruising? All right, so now we have all this color in there. So the next step is we're going to be shrinking this back down. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I get so many people like, I have a friend that would like a glass pipe. Do you make those? And it's always like, a friend, okay. The only time that doesn't happen is if I have a super senior, like a super senior citizen. I like people in their 80s. I think people in their 80s are cool as hell. because they don't give a crap. They're just like, you make glass pipe? I want one. That is the funniest thing. Yeah, I don't get too much snow where I live. I get some snow, but it's usually not too bad. Knock on wood, it'll probably be terrible this year. Yeah, definitely. I know the light on snow will burn you, but I'm saying for me, like being in a situation where, you know, you're in a closed environment, you're wearing sunblock, people look at you a little weird. Oh, here's a side benefit to having fun. So occasionally when you're working new projects, little pieces of glass fly onto your arms and you'll get these little tiny burn marks, okay? Tiny, barely noticeable. They look like needle marks. So if you've been working a big project and you got these tiny little burn marks and you go into a place that you're not familiar with, people look at you a little strange. You've got all these little burn marks on you. So those are weird aspects. But other than that, it's a lot of fun. I love being a glass blower. All right, so we're shrinking this down now. The objective is to make a marble out of this and shrink it down. And we're going to pull the glass down a little bit. We're going to seal this tube off, and then we're going to pull all the air out of it. And it's going to trap all that kind of latticino in there. And it's going to create a really neat 3D effect. But yeah, there's definitely some fun stuff to being a glassblower. There are a million jokes. I can't tell you, I can't even say them all on live stream because I'll get a flag. But yeah, there's a ton of jokes people always say. There's definitely some are funny, some are crude. But yeah, definitely a lot of puns. Would it be possible to make a glass Santa Claus for the? Yeah, definitely we can do some Santa Claus. I like making just the Santa Claus head. That's right, 80 and you, 100% don't see. I love you. Thank you. That's why I love people in their 80s. They're so much freaking fun. They don't give a crap. You're autistic? I never cared. Yeah. Well, that's true too. I can tell when someone is Asperger's or not when I'm talking to them because they won't care either. All right, we're going to shrink this down a little and close it off. Okay, so now we have all that artwork done on the inside, okay? And we're going to go through and we're going to shrink it down. We're going to pull all the air out of this marble or potential marble. So we're going to heat it up. So instead of blowing the glass out, we're going to pull the air out. We're going to pull it in. A lot of people ask if it burns or gets hot when you pull the air out, and it does not. You don't feel any temperature. Does the melted glass have a smell? Absolutely not. There is zero smell. You would think that it would, right? But no. The only smell you get is if you get a bug that flies through your flame and incinerates, you get that bug smell, that burnt bug. Or some materials on your bench, like this surface, has a little funky odor to it if it gets hot. But other than that, no. No funky smells. If Fritz comes in here, my dog, and he's had a bad bout of food, then it can stop. Fritz can lay down the biggest doggy farts I've ever smelled. They're horrible. Okay, so we got all this. We're going to pull the air out. Yeah, Fritz has the worst dog farts I have encountered ever. All right, here we go. All right, so we just pulled all the air out of this. And I'm hoping that we're going to let it cool down a little bit. This job is technically lamp working. It's a form of glass blowing. Fritz is a giant schnauzer. Okay. So we're going to let this cool off a little. As it starts to cool off, you're going to see the pattern of what we did a little bit earlier in there. I'm going to pull this flame down so we don't burn up so much gas right there. But hopefully you start to see that pattern emerging as it's cooling. Kind of looks like little brain waves. And I'm going to use a little light source because it's taking a minute. Now you can see the little brain waves in there. Can you see all that? Like that. So that's what we did with the tubing. So that's how you start making a marble with tubing. Kind of a cool pattern and a cool idea. But yeah, you can definitely make some wicked marbles off of tubing. All right, so we're going to attach a punty here. And we got to detach the rest of it. The glass that glows radioactive, yes. So if it glows under black light, it is radioactive, slightly. That's why I put in the title, radioactive glass. All right, this next part is so much fun. I'm going to show you all something absolutely awesome and fun. All right, see that little hot spot? This is a bobble of air, okay? It's just a tiny, tiny, tiny bobble of air. Have a good night. Thank you, Koi. I appreciate you. It's a little bit of air. We're going to do what's called a flame cut. So we're going to bring it out. Pull that up. All that came from that little bobble. That looks gross. So I'm going to show you cool part number 2. And we got all this excess glass here. So we got this chunky stuff right here. We got to get rid of it. So we're going to heat it up and we're going to cut it off. If you've never seen glass being cut before, this is what it's like. This is kind of cool too. We got to get rid of the excess. That's very satisfying. What have you missed? Not much. If you have a question, sometimes I don't see the questions. Chat can go very fast, but usually one of the mods will help me find that. We are making a funky marble tonight. The bubble was the best. Now the bubble is fun. So we're going to pull that down. So this entire, what's going to be a marble, was made completely off of tubing. And that's the cool part. when you tell someone that you can make a marble off of tubing, like glass tubing, they have a hard time envisioning that. But it is definitely achievable. So we just have to heat it up, and we're going to use the little marble mold down here. Now that material is made out of graphite or pencil lead. So we heat it up just a little bit. Oop, there's a little chunky in there. Hold on. There's a tiny little piece of glass in there. I didn't know, I don't know if it was clear or another color. I didn't want it mixing into it. Okay, we're going to bring it in. So yeah, this is a marble mold made out of graphite, and it's one of the materials that does not stick to glass. Come through. Like that. We got half a marble going. Gonna pop it on the other side. Start rounding that out too. What's up, Philippines? And we're going to heat it up here. This marble looks outstanding. I'm pretty happy with it. And this one does not have any of the cremains or ash in it, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But I definitely wanted to show the technique. Ooh, she is pretty. This is a beautiful marble. Some of my favorite marbles are not very big. You do not need to have a gigantic marble to have something absolutely beautiful. This one's going to be beautiful. I can already tell you, without even seeing the colors finished, it's going to be beautiful. Oh my God, it's so pretty. It's like one of those marbles where I want to give myself a pat on the back. I did not expect this to turn out as good. I thought we were just going to knock out a quick, basic little marble, and it's given me a little happiness here. I might even crack a smile later. I need a punty rod. There. Oh, you're not a good one. I know it looks like the sun. Wait till you see it. I'm going to show it to you before we pull it off of the punty. It's going to look really, really good. It's probably going to piss a couple glass blowers off, but apparently I pissed a few other glass blowers off that hate me. That's okay. I don't care. It's all good. Here we go. So we got to remove the punty right here. Bale, thank you so much. I know, it is surprising me right now. Who hates me? I'm not going to get in. I'm not even going to give them airtime. I'm not even going to give them the airtime of mentioning their names. Not going to do it. I think it's a result of my jellyfish for some reason, but it's just a good guess. Yeah, I think it's because I made the jellyfish. I know, right? Red Squeak. Well, Red Squeak, I don't know if you know about the new one. I'll message you privately. This is a marble, and that's a jellyfish. Tomorrow we're making the jellyfish. So we are doing a jellyfish tomorrow. We are going to make it out of some uranium glass. So all the tentacles will glow in the dark under black light. So this is on schedule for tomorrow night's stream. In fact, I'll probably set it up as a stream. Maybe I can preset it up. I think we can in YouTube. You can create an event. I think you can on TikTok too. Tomorrow night it'll be 6 p.m. We're going to make the jellyfish. All right, I'm going to show this to you. I'm so excited about this. When are you going to make the flying pig? Is it your flying pig? If it is, we got to schedule a time. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard. Look at that. Oh my freaking God. Look at that. Tell me that's not beautiful. Even the colors are outstanding. And then it has the uranium glass in there too. Holy moly. And that was made off of tubing. Tubing. I love it. I freaking love it. Let me just do a little punchy right there, removal. I'm going to see if I can get it to shine. It should look really good on this, like that. I don't know if y'all can see it that well from way back there, but I will definitely get a good photo of this. I just got an external camera lens for my iPhone, so like a zoom lens on top of it, and it should photograph that pretty well. Yeah, that is beautiful. We might even make some more of those. I don't know. And you know what's nice about a marble? You can usually drop it and then nothing's going to happen. These are almost impossible to break. Okay, I do have to take a short break for a while. I don't know if I'll be back tonight. Depends if everybody's sleeping and no one's awake. And if they are, then I'll come back out and work. If not, then I'll be on tomorrow for sure, 6 p.m. I'll create an event in TikTok and YouTube. I'll actually schedule a stream. But I definitely have to call it for a little bit. It's been 2.5 hours of straight streaming. And my butt hurts. I'm like, my butt's been sitting in this chair for 2.5 hours. It hurts. Sorry, TMI. Yes. So I'm going to sign off on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. Going to end there. YouTube, you guys have been amazing tonight. Thank you for making my freaking night awesome. Definitely join me tomorrow. I don't know for sure if I'll be back on tonight. If everybody in the house is asleep, I'll be back. So we'll make some funky stuff. But if not,